Hey, it's the Sporting Tribune and Odyssey Sports. Adrian Hernandez here to talk about one of the biggest weekends in Las Vegas. Of course, the big game weekend. The Super Bowl's almost here. The playoffs are set. And joining us to talk about what is making the big game in that weekend so much better is like, look, everyone's looking forward to Sunday. The week's going to be filled with plenty of events, plenty of parties, but I have the one thing you need to do the night before the big game. For the first time ever, AEW Collision's coming to Vegas, the brand new Dollar Loan Center, Saturday, February 11th. You can go get your tickets at AEWTix.com. And someone who will be a part of the show and a part of AEW, of course, is Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs, first off, it's a pleasure for you joining us, so thank you for that. But since the few days into the new year, there's been some crazy interviews with Katt Williams and Stephen A. Smith going off. So If I could ask, could you bring some of that energy for the interview today or no?
I got you.
Yo, real quick, first off, like, who do you think would be a better manager in the business? Because Katt Williams, like, it seems to me he has the smarts, you know what I'm saying? But the way Stephen A. Smith delivers things is like the perfect promo. Who would you take?
Stephen A. all day. You look how he is on the show and how he presents himself, and the dude is wild.
No, 100%. And speaking of, the Super Bowl and the playoffs and stuff, I know you're from the West Coast, so I don't know if you're repping the 49ers and everything, but can we get some big game predictions on who's going to end up making it to the big game?
Detroit and Kansas City, and Detroit is over.
So you have the Lions making history.
I have the Lions winning the bowl.
And why is that? You just think it's momentum and like the script would be too good?
It's momentum, and you look at how they carried themselves during the season, how they surprised everyone. Plus, they got that Barry documentary behind them too, so which I'm a big fan of. How
do you feel about the Browns though? Because they got a great story too. I'm biased.
I'm not a Cleveland Browns.
Oh man, you dismissed us so easily.
No offense. No offense to anyone that's a Browns fan. I just don't know much about them. That when I was younger and I played, Madden or NFL Game Day, whatever, I thought they had like the worst looking helmets and uniform. Like you just got an orange helmet and nothing on there. So.
Listen, I can't be mad at you. You're only a Browns fan if you're from Cleveland. But we repping over here. But I also want to ask you, since we're all in the world of sports right now to start this, and you're from the West Coast and you're from Cali. We were lucky enough to be joined from the Bay, specifically, more perfectly for this next question, because I asked this to Samoa Joe. I'm going to ask it to you. Draymond Green has shown some professional wrestling moves on the court this season specifically. I mean, honestly, throughout his career. When it came to the chokehold on Gobert, like, how was the technique that Draymond used?
Man, that was a hood technique. There's nothing we do in the ring. That's just something when you're trying to break up a fight, or you sneak behind someone, you got to squabble with them. So, but technique was there for our world. No.
For the streets, it would have worked. In the ring, we're gonna have to tighten it up.
Hands down.
I have to ask you, because obviously you're one of the most ferocious big bodies in AEW in wrestling. And I don't know if you're in a gym. I don't know why it looks like you are in one. But what's the schedule like for you when it comes to the gym?
Man, I try to go 5 days a week. I have my routine, and my actual training coach is Tori Beacon, who's the head strength and conditioning coach for the University of Texas football team. So that's where I get my workouts from. That's who's been helping transform me.
That's incredible. Now, are you going, like, are you the super early, like you're done by 5 a.m., you going in at 5 a.m., you wait till the evening? How does that play?
Nah, man, I'm a dad, so I make sure everybody's getting up, eating, getting ready for school. And once they get shipped off to school, that's my time.
Salute to that. And now as we transition into wrestling and everything going on with AEW, I do have to ask you, because you said it, you're from the Bay Area. Obviously, when you think of the Bay Area, you got the legendary Cow Palace. Yes. And I've heard you talking about growing up and going to shows if you could, because it's a venue I've never been to, and I've heard so many stories.
You gotta go to it once at least.
We gonna try. We still haven't. We made it out to Anaheim and LA and stuff. We haven't made it up to the Bay Area though.
I say the Cow Palace is like the West Coast. It's the West Coast version of MSG.
There it is. Well, listen, it will happen one day, but for you and you looking back at your childhood and all these shows that you went to, like how did that formulate what you're doing now and like chasing your dreams and making it like, I want to do this.
Well, it made me believe. I grew up there going to every single wrestling show that was there. From the time I was 6 months old, I was going to wrestling shows. So to actually win the Face of the Revolution ladder match there, and to go on, 4 days later to win the TNT Championship in Sacramento. So it was unbelievable. Plus, I have family there and friends there, my kids there. It's one of those feelings that you won't forget.
And I've been lucky enough these past 2 years specifically talking to some of the guys and girls that are on AEW that are signed, and the thing that's been fascinating, and it's kind of brought itself to a head this year with the 5-year anniversary of AEW, which is incredible. And like, where did time go? But it's kind of the journey of so many of these guys. You look at Eddie Kingston, for one, Orange Cassidy. Look at you. You guys put years and years and years into chasing this dream to get on the stage that AEW's provided. And I'm thankful because to be honest, I wasn't really looking out for that. And it's made me go back and check it out now. But the grind and the journey and the dream of doing what you want to do, it took me 10 years to finally have a vacation this Christmas where I didn't have to worry about someone covering my shift because things were good here on the radio. And I can imagine it's similar to you, though, the roller coaster ride of the ups and the downs. What kind of kept you driven to get to this point, to get on this stage with AEW?
My kids. I never want my kids to look at me and think, man, my dad gave up on his dreams. So it's something that I was taught, that if you believe in something, go after it. No matter who's with you or against you. I have more people against me chasing this dream than with me. But I'm a believer in any moment you get, you have to make the most of it. Even if it's 10 seconds, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever, you have to make the most of every moment. And it's just, and I'm thankful for the way I was raised and grew up and, raised in the projects like that. That grind helped me a whole lot. It still does.
I mean, it's a whole different, it's a different hustle, right? and it's not a hustle. It's like, we was trying to survive. Like, we didn't know it was the only.
It's the way of life.
Yeah, no, facts. I do have to ask you, in that journey, was there ever any conversations that you would have with, someone that you look back on now and go like, damn, I'm thankful that him or her gave me that knowledge, that I'm here now?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of my brother, my grandparents, a lot of the people I grew up around that I shouldn't have been around growing up. So it's everything that I've been through has shaped me.
No, 100%. And as we head into 2024, like when you look at this roster, you got Samoa Joe as the champ, you got Eddie Kingston, you got yourself, you got Brody King, Claudio, Miro. Like, if there's one word you can say physicality. And even the Intercontinental, the whole classic tournament as well. Like, it was physical, it was intense, and it was in your ballpark. Like, how does that feel? And how do you look at the landscape of AEW as it currently stands now?
Look at it as great. I mean, it's in great hands. You look at the vets we have on the roster, and you look at the homegrown and new talent we have. I mean, for 5 years, still in its infancy, so we're killing it. So we're in great hands.
No, 100%. For 2024, what are your personal goals when it comes to AEW this year?
To get some gold back around my waist. Well, once you get the taste of it, you kind of you gotta want more of it. So this year I will have some gold around my waist.
We look forward to that. And then this is the one question I've been looking forward to asking you. Shout out, I'm gonna show them to you on the phone, and I know you've seen it. It's been hard not to, but shout out to my guy on Twitter, Pteradax. When you saw this for the first time, let me make sure you can see this on camera. My guy.
I love it. I love it. Big Black and Jack. I've been called that for years. And we got it on the shirt, and people are afraid to wear it. And I'm going out and saying it's a shirt. Wear it. You don't have to be Big Black and Jack to wear it. As you see, I mean, you look at some of the fans, my fans that have bought the shirt. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and he did it with confidence. You know what I'm saying? That's what
I have to retweet it, give him a like, give him a shout out. I'm 100% on board. And if people, if you don't like the shirt, great, don't buy it. I mean, if you like it, buy it.
So the mentality is, even if you're not Big Black and Jacked, think you are in everything that you do.
Man, it's a state of mind. It's a whole different mentality. Walk around with confidence. Wear the shirt. I'm backing you up. It's all good.
Nah, I love it. But and to just clarify one final thing on that shirt, did they present it to you? Did you present it to them? How did the idea come about?
I was on the indies being called that. My boy Adam Thornstowe, one half of the Reno Scum, gave me that name, and I was running with it and decided to say it during a promo, and it took off.
No, I love it. And here we are. Buy the shirt right now. It was AEWshop.com, correct?
Hey, you already know. I'm sure you got one at home. You should have worn it.
Oh,
if you ain't got one, you better get one.
I have a suggestion. Zip Chair Gaming. Whether you need furniture for the man cave, the living room, wherever around the house, sofa, couches, they got you. But let me speak to you from my personal experience, and that's where Zip Chair Gaming comes in. They're gaming chairs, best in the business. I spend a lot of hours, whether I'm here at the station in this studio or my studio at home, doing interviews, doing my shows, recording, editing, all of that stuff, gaming, whatever it is, you need to improve your quality of life. Zip Chair can help you. Plus, we live in a world where branding is so important for everybody, right? The customization is amazing. There is nothing like sitting in a chair with your own logo, like you're in the locker room in any pro team. Get hooked up, zipchairgaming.com, and be sure to use that discount code Adrian, ADRIAN, for an extra 10%. Zip Chair Gaming. You know where you can get one? AEW Collision Dollar Loan Center, February 11th. Look at the synergy right there. First time Dollar Loan Center, first professional wrestling event at the venue. It's amazing. I promise you, it's where you're going to want to be the night before the big game. AEWTix.com. Yo, I do have to ask you, man, Tony Khan, my man, first off, he's the boss, so he can do whatever he wants. And he is not afraid, when you talk about confidence, to go on Twitter and to make sure to correct people and speak his mind on a whole bunch of issues, first and foremost on AEW and how great you guys are doing. When you see some of the tweets that he sent out, what's your reaction?
It's his company. It's he believes in us, and if you believe in something, speak your mind. If you're 100% sure on it, speak your mind. If you're 99% sure on it, don't speak on it. But he's 100% sure on it, and he's speaking his mind, and he believes in his company. He believes in us, so that's what we're rolling with.
What's your relationship with social media? I know for myself, being on the radio, trying to be a content creator, pushing out these videos, making sure I got on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. Like, I had to take a step back and be like, nah, I need you to put the phone away and spend 90 minutes with your son without worrying about that for myself. For you, like, what's your relationship with it?
I mean, I use it as a platform and do it when I can, but it's nothing I sit and constantly do when my children are around. So I live in the moment with them, so I don't want them to say, oh, daddy's always on the phone. No, daddy's always interacting and being dad when he's home.
No, as you should. I feel like for anybody, we be on Twitter a little bit too much sometimes, and that's okay, I guess. I do want to preference, we're closing this out. I need your Valentine's Day advice. because the show's February 11th, so it's leading up to Valentine's Day. But first, I said it earlier, AEW 5-year anniversary. So if we could we go down memory lane a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. So first off, the phone call to say, hey, we want to bring you in. How was that like?
It wasn't a phone call. It was a text. So it was a text from QT Marshall and Cody Rhodes saying, was I local to Jacksonville? And from the Bay to Jacksonville, that's cross country. So my reaction was, or my response, I should say was no, but I'll find a way to get there. And I got there, had an opportunity and another opportunity and another one, and it took off, and here we are.
When you get these opportunities and it's like, yo, this is what I've always wanted, is there a moment, like for me, I've been able to interview some people that I've always wanted to, and I always wondered what my reaction would be. Would I be nervous? Well, what am I going to say? I'm just a fan. What am I going to say? Yo, I love your stuff. Like, I've had all these questions, and then the moment came, and I'm like, no, let's do it now. I'm ready to go. For you, was it enormous pressure of like, yo, I can't mess this up? Or no, let's go do what we've done?
For me, I was meant to do this. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to knock it out the park like every single opportunity I've had. Like this past Wednesday, I got to wrestle Sting.
Well, speaking of, you're talking about memories, right? So let's just get to it.
I had so many childhood memories of Sting, but actually being in the ring with him, him trusting me, me trusting him, and having a hell of a tornado tag match, teaming with Takeshita against Darby, Sting, then having Ric Flair in the mix, like
the main event, closing it out.
Yeah, main event on national TV. And if you would have asked me 10, 15, 20 years ago, come on.
By the way, that death drop, well, I hope you're okay. It seems like you're okay. You're getting back.
I'm good. Sting better watch out because I know he's retiring March 3rd, so payback still can come.
Hey, he might retire earlier than that.
He might.
They did take a photo. I don't know what you want to call it. The toss of Darby, and your reaction to see how high he went, and then he hit those ropes uncomfortably. How fun was that to be able to do that?
I mean, we were trying to go out and win the match. We were going out to make a statement, and I guarantee you, those two know next time we get in the ring with this, you're going to hurt. And unfortunately, it didn't come out the way we wanted it to, but they will remember being in the ring with Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs.
When we go down memory lane, it leads me to All Out in Chicago. The Meet Forever chance, the match itself, the way that the crowd was so hyped. How did that feel?
It was awesome. The match went unbelievable, and to be told to keep going and going and having that energy from the fans, and the fans will make you. They tell you what they want, and they wanted more of it. And I believe that was the best big man match in the history of this company so far.
Team Taz was something. What happened?
Excuse me. I said you're throwing it back on me.
No, we are. Hey, 5-year anniversary. It's good. You got a lot of history to do. And I noticed on Twitter, a lot of people, like specifically you and Ricky Starks, they loved you guys together. But when you talk about that group, when you talk about Taz and all that knowledge, since I am making you bring it back and go down memory lane, like, what are some of those things that you remember that you're thankful for that you got to be a part of?
Taz is a straight shooter. There's a lot of times we didn't get a lot of moments, but the times that we got moments, we made the best of it, and people knew who Team Taz was. Taz will tell you like it is. If it's great, he'll tell you it's great. If it's not working, he'll tell you it's not working. So Taz has been around the business for a long time. He's a former world champion, first person to ever have the FTW championship. So he's one of those guys you want to shut up and open your ears and listen to.
Yeah, and just be a sponge and pick up game. Final memory, you picking up Paul Wight, slamming him onto a car. being able to do that, having the trust to say, yeah, you guys go out and do that, and also just
Jack, come on now, what else did you expect from me?
That's a perfect way to answer that question, and it was quick. I appreciate that. That's all you want to add? Big
No,
Black
no,
and Jack?
I cut you off. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying from that, like, what I guess, what is the lasting memory of that and being able to do that?
It's one of those guys that it's a great moment, you know, to have that trust from someone like Paul Wight, and you know, it's one of those moments that when it's all said and done, and you have a highlight reel and a package like that, that's a moment that will be in there. And like I said, like, he knows how I feel about him, and just to have that trust to take care of someone, then telling you, okay, I believe in you to take care of me, take care of my body, you know, let's do this. So,
and I know you got plenty of more people to talk to, so let's close it out. And hopefully I open a side of Hobbs that people really haven't seen, and that's the side of love. Valentine's Day is going to be coming up after AEW Collision. He's like, what the hell is this interview talking about? So 3 days after Collision is going to be Valentine's Day. Do you have any words of advice for the boys and girls, you know, trying to find that special someone and what they should do for them?
Don't go out looking. Let it just happen. Because you go out looking, man. You're gonna find the right one, maybe, or a crazy one. You know, if you got somebody, man, go all out.
No pun intended. Yeah. What's on the R&B playlist, by the way?
I got New Edition. That's my group. I got some Jodeci. I got some Michael McDonald. I'm old school.
Michael McDonald.
You know, Michael. I used to think Michael McDonald was black until I see the old album of the Doobie Brothers. You know, but yeah, I could go with Luther. You know, a little Al Green. You know, I want to get a little wild. If you never heard of him, look up Marvin Cease. You know.
Okay.
So it's just one of those dirty blues singers. You know.
I feel you. See, look at this. This is a new side of Hobbs that no one's ever seen before. We'll try to get you some Jodeci residency tickets because it just happened like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he's there. We'll try to hook it up.
I'll get up on stage. I'll be a background singer. So, you know.
Salute to you, my man. Look, like I said, I know you got a lot of people to talk to, so we're thankful for the time. AEW Collision coming again February 11th, the night before the big game. AEW ticks for the tickets. Powerhouse Hobbs, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.